Hello and welcome to this basic macroeconomics class. I am your teacher Mohammad Nadeem Sarwar. Today we shall continue our discussion on consumption theories and we shall talk about life cycle hypothesis. So let's start with the lecture. Students, just to give you a refresher on consumption puzzle, let's remind ourselves that Keynes' assertion that APC falls as income rises was validated by cross-sectional or short-run household data, but not by the time series or long-run data. That is, apparently there was a difference in short-run and long-run consumption function. This motivated economists to conduct further research into the consumption decisions. In 1950s, Modigliani, Ando, and Richard Bamberg used Fisher's intertemporal consumption model to explain the apparently conflicting piece of evidences from short and long-run data. As we know that according to Fisher's model, consumption depends on a person's lifetime income. Modigliani emphasized that income varies over people's life. That is, in their young age, people work more and earn higher income, while in old age, their income falls. So, in this scenario, saving allows consumers to move income from good times into bad times and maintain consumption level. That is, because of savings, consumer can move their income from the times when income is high to the times when income is low and can maintain a constant or a smooth consumption level. This interpretation of consumer behavior formed the basis of life cycle hypothesis. To understand it, consider a consumer who expects to live another T years. He has a wealth of, let's say, W, earns an income Y per year, and plans to retire R years from now. Please see the diagram where we mark T, W, and R. So, on the graph, the income of the consumer can be shown as the consumer's lifetime resources are composed of initial wealth W and lifetime earnings. For simplicity, we are assuming zero interest rate. We assume that he wishes to achieve the smoother possible path of consumption over his lifetime. For that, the consumer divides up his lifetime resources on T remaining years of life. That is, simplifying it, and we can get this is shown in the figure as We can see that in initial years up till retirement age, an increase in income does not lead to one-on-one increase in consumption. That is, the value of beta is less than 1. This shows that person is saving some of his income, which contributes in increasing his wealth till retirement age. After retirement, the income falls to zero. Therefore, the consumption expenditures are financed from accumulated wealth, which causes a decrease in wealth till it is exhausted by the end of life. Coming back to the equation, this equation shows that consumption depends on both income and wealth. An extra unit of income per year raises the consumption by beta units per year, and an extra unit of wealth raises the consumption by alpha unit per year. In other words, parameter beta is marginal propensity to consume out of income, and parameter alpha is marginal propensity to consume out of wealth. The graph shows the relation between consumption and income as predicted by life cycle model. The intercept of the consumption function shows that if income falls to zero, the consumption level will be alpha W. That is, the autonomous consumption is not a fixed value, rather it depends on wealth. Solving the puzzle. According to life cycle consumption function, the APC is, since wealth does not vary proportionally with income from person to person or from year to year, we find that high income corresponds to a low APC in cross-section or short period data. But over the long period of time, wealth and income grow together. Therefore, W over Y remains constant, leading to constant APC. For any given level of wealth, the life cycle consumption function looks like Keynesian one. In the long run, as the wealth increases, the consumption function shifts upward. This prevents the APC from falling as income rises. In this way, Modigliani resolved the consumption puzzle. The life cycle model makes many other predictions as well. Most prominent of those is that number 1, saving varies over a person's lifetime. If a person begins adulthood with no wealth, he or she will continue accumulating wealth during his working years and then run down his or her wealth during his or her retirement years. However, later studies discovered that the significant number of consumers are there which do not consume their savings as quickly as model predicted. This could be because everyone is uncertain about the life. So people may exhaust their savings slowly because of possibility of living longer. Another reason is stated in third point. On the other hand, if a person starts his or her adulthood with some wealth, then that person will continue adding it till working age and will consume it till his last breath. However, if a person wants to leave some bequest for next generation, then the lifetime consumption will be less than lifetime wealth. Although this was not predicted by the model, however, later studies discovered it. Next strong prediction of the model is that according to life cycle hypothesis, because of consumption smoothing behavior, people save while they are young and working and consume these savings, or in other words, dissave while they are old and retired. That is all for this lecture. In the next lecture, we shall discuss permanent income hypothesis. Please feel free to ask any question in comments. Also give your feedback on these lectures. Please like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel and press bell icon. Thank you and goodbye.